Quickly, Andenga, what does that tell us of our league? Are we just playing a league that cannot prosper?
But I've always told you this, low standards. Our league is one of the lowest. Give Somalia 3 seasons, they'll be catching up with that, so they'll be way over.
Can't tell me the Banadir can beat Gomai.
Bring Higan here.
So
Bring Higan here.
Yeah.
Bring Higan from Somalia. See how many teams from the KPL will beat Higan.
He's really, taken our league really down.
Yeah, it's down. We just have that sponsorship.
Do you agree? Is there a problem with our league?
We have a problem. I mean, I'll just look at, you just have to look at Gor Mahia versus Knaps. Last season, we beat them at home 1-0. We went away, scored 2 goals. We conceded 3, but we proceeded on aggregate 3-3. But this season, Synapse comes, they win 1-0 here, no, 2-1 here. 2-1. They win 1-0 away.
Yeah.
That might tell you that perhaps we've made steps backward, and the Madagascar side has made forward steps, which really leaves our football in question.
Bandari also were bundled out by St. Eloi Lupopo of Congo DR. Greg,
yes.
What does that tell us? That we should just give up on continental football?
We have very poor structures. I'll always start with the youth structures. We always, off season, we'll always go for who is who, recruitment, big names, and bring them into the club. That's what happened to Bandari, bringing in players who have past reputations. Of course, they've won nothing.
Yeah.
Totally outside Kenya. They were not adding quality, but they were adding things that we can say, filling in the gaps, making sure that they take, I think, the cream of the Kenyan football.
Yeah, yesterday we got to get hold of FKF president who has just come back from FIFA during those FIFA elections, Nick Mwendwa. I hope we'll get that clip and then we get a listen to what the FKF president has to say, so that we put all that into perspective. But again, while he was away talking for those FIFA elections, another scandal was reported once again. Nick Mwendwa's deputy Doris Petra, who we shall speak to just shortly, as we just take that that listen, and then we hear what Nick Mwendwa has to say.
Years ago, and my understanding is that action was taken. Whether the action was befitting or not is not for me now, and I think we are done with that part. Let's move on the game, and guys, you need to bring me scandals of my era. The scandals of years and years ago are not mine.
But of course, pressure will be on her.
Yeah,
but, it could affect you also.
Yeah, but that was taken care of 3 years ago. And some people were suspended, ministry took action. It's not for me to come and look back, it's for me to come and look forward, and that's what I'm asking people to do.
The national women's team is playing against Congo on 6th or 5th.
Yes.
Yeah, what are the preparations?
Fantastic preparation. Have you seen the uniform? Have you seen the organization? Look at it. It's more teamwork now. Better organization. They're seated there in good uniform. You can see them. I think we are ushering in these new days, and I need you guys to go and look at it and give it, shed some light on it.
The result, will it reflect what you guys are doing now at the office?
No, I think that this is a 10-year program. We can start being organized now, but I think the results on the pitch will take quite a while. And so I'm not perturbed by results on the pitch. I want to see how organized can we be, and how can we take care of them. Can they be happy? Can they be optimistic? And then we start from there.
What lessons from Gor Mahia being eliminated and Bandari today?
Today, Bandari behind us, losing 3-0 at this point. I think I have said many times, Toskin, we have to look to the kids. I'm saying that because yesterday was a loss. Today is not looking good for us. I'm not saying we can't win, but it's not good. We need 4 goals to win. So I'm saying to Kenyans that come with me. Let's go to a journey of 8 years. Let's start looking for results in 2020. Unfortunately, many Kenyans don't like that, but it's what we are facing. We cannot compete technically at this point. We must be able to compete in 2020.
FKF President there, Nick Mwendwa, talking about 3 key issues there. He's saying that we've got to be patient with the Kenyan clubs, that we have to expect results maybe in years to come. But then, first of all, he has reacted to the passport scandal involving the national women's team, that the players' passports were stamped, that they had entered into Tanzania and then came out, yet no team ever traveled to Tanzania. Can you put that into perspective, Greg?
I look at it, I watched that interview, and the FKF Vice President Doris Petra saying that she was not aware of the things that were happening, but it was involved directly. She said that she was not the lead of the delegation during that time. It was someone from the ministry. Really, I don't understand how someone from the ministry can be a leader of delegation for a national team. It's never happened unless it's going to be in the Olympics or the All Africa Games, which we've not participated. I think in the All Africa Games we participated last time during the Mandela days when he was released from prison. I'm not sure it was 87 or 88.
Yeah,
but looking at this, first of all, I have to say that everyone takes responsibility. Nick Mwendwa wants transparency. And if already one of the NEC members has been vindicated into such scandals, then it's the National Executive Committee to come up with an initiative, maybe call for a special SGM, because this...
To discuss the conduct of...
because in the long term, it's going to hurt them. There's no shortcut to that. And with the current... If you saw what Doreen Abure says, that this thing has been a circus. The national women football team has been shambles for years. In 2012, they went to Ethiopia, they were beaten 5-0. When they were supposed to go to Tanzania in October 2012, which they never did. There was some money released by the FKF administration during that time. And the money, we don't know who took it. Ask the PS in the PS in the Ministry of Sports. Richard Ekai says that he doesn't know who was responsible then. So I don't really understand what Nick Mwendwa says by saying that that thing was taken care of. Who did and who was responsible, and where were they taken to the court of law?
Steve, will that affect the administration of Nick Mwendwa? Because he says that he just came in the other day. Don't talk to me about scandals that happened in the past. He wants to move on. Is it important that he takes on his deputy?
Well, I think Nick Mwendwa knew what he was getting into when he decided to have Doris Petra as his running mate. We all know the scandals that surrounded Petra during her reign as a NEC member. You know, the promotion and demotion of some teams, Shabana, West Kenya Sugar. So when it came to the elections, actually, I think you also noticed that when Doris Petra was declared the vice president, it wasn't met with as much, enthusiasm as when Nick Mwendwa won. But that was because of what she has done as the face of football, the woman behind football in the country. So Mwendwa, I think he knew what he was getting into. That's why he's saying that we should...
We have Doris Petra on the line now. I don't know if she can talk to us. Doris, if you are listening to me, I ask this question. How exactly has this scandal come back again to haunt you in office now that you've just been elected the Deputy President of FKF?
Thank you, Robin. Hello.
Yes, I'm getting you, Doris. Can you talk to us about this scandal?
Thank you, Robin.
Yeah.
I can't. I think I'm the one who is supposed to ask how it's happening again 3 years later.
Yeah.
And this thing happened. We went to Ethiopia. From the federation, we were two of us, Mimi and Angele, and it was after a league that was sponsored by UNICEF. Then the ministry gave the girls an international match away, which was sponsored by them and funded directly by them. Every money was being handled by them. As a federation, we accompanied the team because we were Angelina was in charge of women football and I was in charge of the leagues. After coming from Ethiopia, I went to Gilgil. Then Doreen tells me directly, even yesterday, that he was called directly by a ministry official to ask for the passports for ladies, which she collected and took to the ministry herself. After some time, she went to the ministry and collected the passports back without knowing what was happening until she was called by some journalists who had prior knowledge of what had happened.
But the fact now that the passports were stamped in Tanzania, which you say that you did not go, and everybody knows that the team did not travel to Tanzania, how come then that you are mentioned in this scandal?
That is what I don't know. I think to get to the depth of this, I really want to know who has mentioned me. Have you gone to the ministry and discovered whether I was involved in anything? Did I take the passport from any? Is there even a single player saying that I collected the passport from her? I did not. Even my own passport was not collected. Angeline's passport was not collected. This thing was dealt with. There were suspensions at the ministry. Investigations were done. And I think it was laid to rest. Is it because I'm the vice president now? If it is an extension of politics, I'm sorry. I'd want to move on and do what I play to Kenya.
Because Doreen Nabwire says that really the passports were stamped at the Tanzanian passport control. And how did that happen really? And is your passport also stamped as having crossed to Tanzania?
No. No. When I had passports for being... Robin, when that passports were required, I thought the passport pictures. I took my passport picture, took Angeline's passport picture, and asked Rebecca Magoma of her passport picture. Only later to realize that they wanted a traveling passport, which they really did. In our capacity as the captain of the team, I could not even get the girl. Some were from Mombasa, some were from Nairobi.
Maybe a final question, because we don't have much time. Will you be submitting yourself to your fellow NEC members to explain exactly
Why not? I would want to explain it. I would want to explain it properly. And if anybody has evidence against Doris Petra, bring it on, because this is vendetta. Is it because I won and some people who lost are still bitter? Is it because it's a woman being the vice president that has never happened?
We just hope so that it's not because you're a woman, but we know what you've done for Kenyan football. We just hope that all this will clear out. You'll clear your name so that we move forward. Let me just take this comment from Andenga. What do you make of that? She has just said that this could be just vendetta, witch hunt. Would you agree?
Her history. Look at her history. I mean, I agree with Steve Ayo that when Nick Mwenda picked her as a vice for her presidency, I mean, what are you getting into? Petra in 2014, she's as the manager of a leagues and committee in Kenya. She's being accused of the Shabana Zukericho stuff, West Kenya, Kakamega Homeboys, all these scandals. I mean, her history of corruptions, even though not proved, I mean, it's a downfall by itself. You know, then look at what we're having now. I mean, Nick Mwenda's reign, how old is it? I mean, the guy was just elected the other day.
3 weeks ago, yeah.
And then we have these issues of, Stanley Okumbi is now the national team head coach.
That's a topic.
Now we have Petra's issues. I mean, where are we heading to? Football in Kenya, honestly, is a big circus. We need to find out who the clowns are.
Yeah, just a final comment, just one second, because we don't have time. Do you think Nick Mwenda needs to do more than just say that it was a scandal that happened not during his era?
Yes. I think the film just opened like a can of worms. It shows that there's so much more that happens on the back there that we have no idea it's happening. So he needs to really step forward. He needs to I mean, he campaigned under the mantra team change, so we really need to see that change. It deals with, ensuring that Petra and whoever was involved in that scandal is held accountable. Yes.
Yeah, viewers, we have been talking to Greg Mulemi, a sports journalist and producer at Radio Africa, and that is Steve Ayo, founder of 442 Media. Guys, thank you very much for coming through for us. And Shadrach Kandenga, our resident analyst, sports analyst too, is also giving us his views. But then this conversation, we'll have to take it up once again in the evening during our Zilizala Viwanjani program with us and Juma. But I know very well that in our pages also, this conversation is really going on, and we hope that you'll give us your feedback so that we know where we get into. For Nick Mwendwa, this is time to make sure that no doubt is left in his administration. Everybody has come out to back him. He's got all the goodwill. So until next week, I've been your presenter, Robin Toskin. Let's do this time next time again.